What's good, everyone? This is V Marie, also known as your girl V92. Just wanted to come to you guys with another video on a certain topic. Now, this is something different than what I usually talk about. So, just let's get to it. This video, I think I'm gonna name it Black Women Who Don't Know How to Cook, or Black Women Who Refuse to Learn How to Cook. And this topic, I was inspired to talk about this topic because yesterday, all of my cousins got together and we knew we wanted to have a meal together. We knew we wanted to create something. Each person had to create a dish, kind of like a potluck, because we don't get to see each other very often. So it's kind of like a potluck. Each person had to bring a dish, and it had to be something everybody can share, and it had to be good. When they brought stuff, now there's certain women in my family who know how to cook, and a lot of our mothers know how to cook. Some of our mothers don't know how to cook well, but a lot of our mothers know how to cook. So you would expect us all to know how to cook. Well, that's not the case. Long story short, a couple of my cousins, one of my older cousins, she brought something that was made from the store. That was the first cousin that came in, and I was like, wow, okay, that's good. But I was thinking they were gonna make a dish, because it's something special. So all of us link up together. We're all now in the same place. There's 10 of us. 7 out of 10 of us brought things that was already made from the store, and only 3 of us cooked something, which was me, my other cousin, her name is Camille, and she's watching this, shout out to you, and another cousin. And I was really shocked. I was like, dang, what happened to us, kind of making it our own thing, kind of making it special. And I was like, damn, ain't nobody brought me, no good dessert or nothing. And we had we sat down and we got into this conversation, and we're like, and I learned, I was like, yeah, most of them didn't even know how to cook. Now, let me share a little history and a little background of our family. Our family, my mom's side of the family, which is mostly, who my cousins are from my mom's side of the family. Our family, that side of the family is from Arkansas. So my grandmother made sure that each and every one of them knew how to cook, and they knew how to do it well. And their excuses for why they don't really know how to cook was because their mom wanted to teach it. I was like, our family has a rich history of just, getting together and putting it down in the kitchen, all the women in the kitchen at one time. There is no excuse for them not to know and to go into that kitchen, get an apron on, and learn some of these recipes. And I was like, this should be a sin. I had to think about other times, other Black women I know who don't know how to cook as well, and their mothers knew how to cook. What is the excuses from a lot of Black women these days for them not to know some of these old Southern recipes? Except for a lot of Black women have gotten lazy. If it don't got directions on the back of the box, and if it's not brought from a store, they don't know how to do shit. What is the excuse? I don't know. I guess it's because I'm different. My mother and my father are different. When they were in the kitchen, they made me and my brother go on up in there and do something, whether it was chop some potatoes up, and while we were chopping, any potatoes, vegetables up, we were looking and seeing what they were doing in that kitchen. My mother is from Arkansas, my father is from New Orleans, so it's a good dynamic in the kitchen. But it's just sad how a lot of these recipes, as the years go on, are gonna die off, because a lot of these younger black women, they just don't want to learn how to cook. They just don't want to learn how to get in there. I was talking to my mom, and I was like, yeah, so and so, they brought stuff from the store. She goes, yeah, that's a damn shame. Because our parents, this is what we were brought up on. Things like staples, like collard greens, mustard greens, fried chicken, steak and gravy, things of that nature. Hot water cornbread. Nobody know how to cook hot water cornbread. Now, granted, okay, all the food is not good for you, but we don't eat these type of foods every day, but it's a tradition to know how to cook them when the time is right. It's a sad thing. Like I said, a lot of these recipes are gonna die on because black women just refuse to get their asses in the kitchen. We live in an age of technology where there's no excuse to not know how to cook. We have YouTube to actually show you the directions, each and every direction of how to cook a meal. We they have different websites on the internet that tell you the exact measurements of a lot of foods, and they give you, visuals along with it. There's a lot of cookbooks nowadays. It's crazy. And I was telling my mom, back then the obesity rate, even though a lot of black people grew up on these foods, there wasn't obesity as much as it was back then, because the meals were just cooked from home all the time. There was no things bought from the store that had additives in them, preservatives, and all these GMOs and junk, because everybody eats from a package nowadays instead of actually cooking homegrown meals. I was telling my mom, I was like, in a couple of years, traditions like Thanksgiving and Christmas dinners will be, eradicated. Those will be extinct because everybody will be at the fucking Olive Garden and Hometown Buffet and Golden Corral. Anyways, that's kind of, I was running on a tangent, but that was kind of something I wanted to talk about, and kind of how I came to the conclusion there's no excuse for black women to not know how to carry on these older recipes, except for the fact that a lot of us have gotten lazy instead of focusing on it's not a big huge ordeal. It's just things that we should know how to cook. And y'all know I don't like comparing black women to other races of women. I can't stand that shit, so I don't do it. But it's kind of weird when I have a whole plethora of races of women that I am friends with. Mexican women, Filipino women, Vietnamese women, a whole bunch of Asian women from different areas. Every one of them know how to cook some of their cuisine. Black women have lost the ability to know how to cook soul food. A lot of younger black women. And I think it's sad. But anyway, comment on this. Give me some feedback. I appreciate feedback, whether it's negative or positive. And thank you for the new people that have subbed to me. I really appreciate it. Thank you for my old subs for continuing to support me. Really appreciate it.